I have been every voice.
You are the chosen one! Anakin! Anakin!
This is where the fun begins.
Inside your head.
Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video we're going to be talking about the Bad Batch, some new details, we'll also be talking about the possibility of Ahsoka showing up and more. As always my dear Mandalorians, before we dive into the news, please may I ask you to hit that big red subscribe button if you've not done so, and also be sure to give that bell a good old tickle to be alerted each and every time that I post new content. So without any more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into it. So Kevin Kiner, who is the composer for the Bad Batch and also the Clone Wars, has spoken recently about some big episodes coming up. In the interview, he teases some upcoming scenes which will blow fans away, and he gets coy when asked about the rumours of Anakin Skywalker's return to the animated universe. So let's take a look at this interview. The first question he was asked was, what episode do you think fans will be most excited to see? And his response was the following: there are so many of them. I just screened the last episode of season 1, and I would say the final 2 episodes have some really amazing things in them. He stifled an excited laughter as he tried to remain cool. I would say as a fan probably there are scenes in the last 2 episodes of season 1 that are going to be really awesome ones, and actually I'm just writing the music for those right now, but I was really struck by a couple of the scenes there and fans will absolutely love them. So a very exciting tease indeed there from Kevin, and you know we've spoken a lot about the Bad Batch on my channel in the past, and one thing I've pointed out time and time again is just how dark it is compared to the Clone Wars thematically, and you know it's kind of expected because of the time period that we're in light of the rise of the Empire, Order 66, etc. And I believe that the ending of the show, or even the end of season 1, is going to be something truly special. Kevin Kiner went on to say there are a few new characters that have an iconic theme, I can tell you that much. He was then asked if any of them are Force users or Force related, and he said, I probably can't tell you that. He was then asked, how about if I say a name and I'll judge by your reaction if you've made a character theme for this show, like maybe Anakin Skywalker, and then Kevin Kiner got really nervous and laughingly replied, I can't say any of that stuff, I really can't. Now speaking of Anakin, something I really want to see in the Bad Batch, even if it's just a passing mention or just a quick glimpse in a cameo, is Darth Vader. I think it'd be really criminal to not include him, especially in light of the rise of the Empire. But what do you guys make of this interview? Does it make you more excited for the upcoming episodes of the Bad Batch? And what did you think of the episode so far? A lot of you say you really enjoy it. I would personally have to say it's really up there with the Clone Wars Season 7 and Star Wars Rebels, and that's saying a lot considering the fact we've only had 2 episodes. But while a lot of people called Cut and Run, which was episode 2, a filler, I don't share the opinion that it was a filler episode. I think it was very important to establish some really key relationships in the show and explore the psyche of these clones who in the aftermath of Order 66 are trying to find a new identity. So now guys, we're going to be talking about Ahsoka Tano. Is she going to appear in the show? Well, according to LRM Online as well as KRT, Ahsoka is going to have a brief cameo at some point in the Bad Batch. Now we did hear rumours that Ashley Eckstein has recorded lines for the show, but some people state it could be for a different project entirely. Considering that this follows on from the Clone Wars Season 7, I think it would be weird if she wasn't included, even if it's for just a brief cameo. On the other hand, I can definitely see the point of view of some fans who think that strategically she won't appear because the Bad Batch as a series wants to distinguish itself from the Clone Wars. People in this camp also state that since Ahsoka is in so much recently, like The Mandalorian, and of course she's getting her own show which is in pre-production, Dave Filoni wants to use her sparingly, saving her for big moments. But since we think that Bo-Katan is going to appear after Katie Sackhoff teased an appearance, it would make sense to have Ahsoka briefly show up. It would please a lot of us fans, but what do you guys think? Do you want to see Ahsoka in this show, or would it be an Ahsoka overload? Now we're going to stay on the subject of the Bad Batch temporarily because I want to talk about something major in the Bad Batch episode 2 that has big implications for other characters in the Star Wars universe. In the episode Cut and Run, we saw the Lawquane children, and they've grown up quite a bit since the last time that we saw them, but Star Wars fans were baffled by just how different they look compared to before, in particular Jek's lekkus and Shaeeah's pigmentation. Now as Twi'lek human hybrids, their development calls into question what another fan favourite might look like the next time we see him. I'm talking about Jacen Syndulla from Rebels, who is also a human hybrid with a Twi'lek mother. In 2019, Dave Filoni admitted that he'd be willing to reintroduce Jacen in a future project, and with Rangers of the New Republic on the horizon for 2023, it's looking likely that we will see an adult Jacen Syndulla in that show. He might even be a Jedi at this point. Now, based on the episode Cut and Run, where we do see significant differences in these children, I think it's very safe to deduce that it's very likely he's going to look predominantly more Twi'lek compared to the last time we saw him in Rebels, and here's a theory as to how human Twi'lek hybrids develop. In reality, there are two possible hybrid variants. The first one is Twi'lek dominant with human skin color, and the other one is human dominant with Twi'lek hair and skin color. Either way, I think it'll be fascinating to see what Jacen looks like all grown up, and he's probably developed more Twi'lek features. But what did you guys think when you saw the Lawquane children? Did you think they looked very different? Let me know your opinions down below. The reason I bring this up is not random. A lot of you did ask me, how come the Lawquane children look so different? Well, this is why, but there's not enough literature on how Twi'lek hybrids develop, and I think it should be included in a future visual guide, or explained by Dave Filoni himself. We'll just have to find out. And finally, my friends, we're going to be talking about the rumoured upcoming Mandalorian game. Is it going to be the same game as the confirmed upcoming Ubisoft one? The Star Wars gaming community has been buzzing with rumoured projects and anticipation for long-awaited sequels. One of the most exciting new rumours that's been making the rounds on the internet suggests that we're going to be getting a game that's based on The Mandalorian, and it's currently in development. This news of a potential Mando game opens up a lot of possibilities for how it could look and play. A lot of fans have wanted a new Star Wars game based on bounty hunting for quite some time. And now that fans know that Ubisoft is making an open world Star Wars game, it's entirely possible that it will be the rumoured Mandalorian title. After years of EA exclusivity, a lot of Star Wars fans were already looking forward to a game with a fresh perspective. Ubisoft as a whole has a lot of expertise on a wide-ranging variety of genres, so if it turns out that this is the Mandalorian game, it could be, in theory, the perfect partnership, but of course this is up for debate. The Ubisoft Star Wars game does not have a lot of information around it, and the Mandalorian game isn't much more than a hopeful rumour, so anything connecting the two should only be considered speculation until confirmed. That being said, there are a number of things that could link the two together, primary of which is the fact that The Mandalorian as a property and the Ubisoft news is still so fresh. As exciting as the Ubisoft news was, the game is likely in the very early stages of development. EA have a very tight hold on the Star Wars license thanks to its exclusivity deal, so it seems unlikely that Ubisoft would already have the game in a state where it's even playable. We'll just have to wait and see for any official announcements, but I think a Mandalorian game would be absolutely awesome, especially if it follows the events of The Mandalorian Season 2, and it could take us to the planet of Corvus and the moon of Trask, as well as some other amazing scenes that could make for perfect visuals in a game. And so that, my dear Megalorians, brings us to the end of this news update. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, to all of that good stuff down below, and don't forget I'm having 20% off the entire merch store. When you use code SWM20, you get a 20% discount off everything. And also guys, if you're feeling generous and you want to contribute to the channel, please also consider heading over to Patreon, where for just $2, $10 or even $50 a month, you get exclusive access to content that's not found here on YouTube, perks, wallpapers, Star Wars Explained videos, My Forgotten Characters series, and if you become an unlimited patron, you even get a 60-minute phone call with me once a month where you can talk about anything you want. I will see you all tomorrow. I'm Star Wars Meg, wishing you all a phenomenal rest of the day, no matter where you dwell in the galaxy. Have a good one.